Weekend warriors are National Guard.
They're wannabes.
They all have regular jobs. They gotta ride sometime.
Businesses feed the need of the public. If there was no need, there would be no businesses.
I think instant bikers still suck.
I hate to use the word fad, but in a way, it's something that's just taken off.
They're Rubs, rich urban bikers.
Well, that's all right for the guys that just bike on the weekends, but I mean, to call themselves bikers, I don't know about that.
Hardcore is somebody who's got to ride their bike every day to work, to ride, to go anywhere from point A to point B. We don't.
An instant biker is somebody that's got $15,000 and rode their bike 50 miles and thinks they're a biker.
I think it's good for business.
If they can't ride during the day, they can only ride during the weekend, well, that's their prerogative.
I think the weekend warrior's just the same as any other person.
I think the average Harley guy nowadays is a little bit different than the average Harley guy years ago.
Those are the guys that spend a ton of money on their bikes, don't ride them. They make excellent resale value. Sooner or later they get bored of it and sell off a perfectly good motorcycle filled with accessories for a lot less than it's worth.
That's my motorcycle I painted. It started out, I wasn't even planning on building a bike, and a guy came to me and said, I'll trade you out a frame for a paint job. So I said, oh, okay.
Rubs are ruining everything. Like I said earlier, it was way cooler when it wasn't the thing to do, before OCC came along and made it all cheesy.
I put it this way, they're riding, they're getting in the wind, they're putting the word out that it's just not for the bad to the bone type people, the grubby guys, that everybody can be involved in riding.
The custom bike stores, them guys are the wannabes that go there. We're sitting on a custom right here that I done every nut and bolt on.
As for the true biker, so it's right here.
Somebody that gets dirty and puts their own bikes together and repairs them themselves.
I do some of the tinkering on it, not a whole lot.
It was a bad guy thing now it's just everybody has one. It's like having a Camaro.
Yes, mom rode her bike. All the new women riders. There are more women riders coming out now.
The women riders that are out there.
They are more blissful
Everything
than you
from
would
big
ever
to
believe.
fine as wine.
And women can ride even better than most men.
Currently, I'm a backseat rider. I don't have my own bike anymore, but that's going to change here in a couple months.
She's the passenger. Most women don't have that edge to get out and learn how to ride a bike. I mean, these are not the cheapest bikes, but there are women that are single that got good jobs, can and will buy a brand new Harley.
I like the first time riders that buy something old, they got big dreams and they're gonna put it together and they're gonna make it everything. 9 out of 10 don't do it, but that 10th one comes out with something cool and a little different.
1901 was Indian, 1903 was Harley. And I've got a shirt at home that says Indian, first cloned in 1903.
The Rubs, is that something that you came up with, or is that something
Rubs
the bikers
is like,
are
it's a
calling?
national thing. Rubs are rich urban bikers.
What happens when they show up to a real bike bar?
If you don't belong, it comes out real quick.
You can't tell a rub when you see a rub until they get on their bike, and they're ones like have to wipe off the seat before they sit down and wipe this off, wipe that off, and make sure everything's all clean. And that's a rub.
There's a lot of infiltrators that don't belong. They either start a fight or cause a fight. Or what makes somebody belong here? I don't need any new friends. That's why I come here. I got plenty.
This is my true form of relaxation. You know, I could probably go out and spend $10,000 and go see some shrink to do the same thing that my Harley does for me.
Just being in the wind, on the road, just getting out, hammering on it, relaxing, being in the sunshine, just riding.
I get back here and I just,
You fall asleep and sleep while you're riding?
yeah, when he's driving, yeah. he'll be talking to me and he'll look at his mirror, I'm back here.
Aren't you worried about falling off?
No, baby. I came up on bikes. I can be sound asleep and he'll take a corner and I'm right there with him.
There's more than just putting on a leather jacket or vest and hopping on a bike, being a biker. Would you consider yourself a hardcore biker? Yeah, pretty much.
Part of your blood, you know? Oh yes, honey, I was a rider.
What do you consider hardcore?
That sounds sexual to me. I have no idea.
If you have the tattoos, are you hardcore? Yeah, I guess I'd consider myself hardcore. I mean, you always have one percenters, and you got those that aren't one percenters that just enjoy riding.
What's your favorite thing about biking?
Win in your face. Only dogs and bikers understand.
People that go to bike stores or want to be bikers because they have not the talent or the desire to know what they're riding.
My least favorite thing about biking is cagers.
Cagers?
Car drivers. Call them cages.
It's not cheap, okay? And there are people out there that know that bikes aren't cheap and they're just looking to make the bucks on it.
You've got to create a need that needs to be fed. What we created, for instance, is the Base Eagle bike. That bike is $16,000. An individual could jump into that bike without creating a mortgage, without creating hassle, because ultimately, what's the stress with couples? It's money. So if an individual husband and wife could be a part of the industry, love to ride the bikes, they both have a team hobby then, we create the companions for the next business, then when they upgrade. You need to feed their need or their want, because ultimately they will make or break you.
My favorite story is when my husband and I went to Alaska with our motorhome and our motorcycle. And we went around Alaska like you wouldn't believe. Beautiful country. And then my husband took very sick and died on me in January the following year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am too, but we've got wonderful memories. We did a lot of Harley driving.
The emotion on biking is like, for an example, a good friend of mine got killed Sunday. They pulled the plug on him on Monday, did his funeral today. That's the biggest emotion on riding. It's just, you know, you're like good friends with everybody, and it's, if somebody happens to like die riding, that's really tightens up the friendship.
He died riding.
Yeah, it really sucks.
I'm sorry.
When I first started really riding, it was back in 84, 85. I drove out to California and back on a Suzuki 750. And that was my most enjoyment of my life of biking. And ever since then, I loved riding. Ever since then. And I rode in the rain. I rode in the rain for 3 days. And it's stupid to me. I consider me was stupid because I rode east and the rain was going east. If I just stopped for 1 day and let the rain go, I wouldn't have to ride in the rain. But I did. I didn't think about it until after it was all over with. I said, if I just stopped and let the rain go for 1 day, I would never have to ride in the rain. I wore out 3 rain suits riding in the rain.
Would you let your grandkids bike?
Do what?
Would you let your grandkids bike?
Would I let them ride?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, Oh yeah, because you know bikes is bikes. Oh, my son, he was what, 3 years old when he was riding a dirt bike. I was letting him ride a dirt bike. I think he was 3 years old, and he totaled the bike out. He totaled the bike out, and when he was 3 years old, I bought him a mini bike, a Harley mini bike. First Harley bike I ever owned, you know, mini bike, and he hit a telephone pole head on, and he broke the fork off of it. I never did get it fixed, but I couldn't afford it at the time. I wasn't working at the time, and I couldn't get it fixed, so we just let it go, you know. But
how was the kid?
Oh, he was good. He was okay. He didn't get hurt or nothing.